Jai Bharat and welcome everyone to Advait Achievers. Children, till now we have finished discussing the light reaction part, that is till cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation we are done with. So before we move ahead to dark reaction, we need to understand or compare the two photosystems and the two processes of photophosphorylation, that is cyclic and non-cyclic. So before we move on to the comparison between cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation, let us first compare the two photosystems. So we are going to take the comparison between PS1 and PS2. So what we shall do is we will take up a few characters, a few parameters on which we are going to compare both the photosystems. So let us keep that, we will keep up the characters over here. Right, and we will compare both of them. Here is PS1 and we shall put PS2 over here. Alright? Yeah. So let us take up the first character. Say, let us talk about the reaction center in both the photosystems. So we very well know that in both the photosystems, right, the reaction center of course is chlorophyll A molecule, but both of them, yeah, they are absorbing the different wavelength, right. So we need to write that down, that in case of PS1, right, that is P700, correct, chlorophyll A absorbs what, 700 nanometer. Of course the reaction center is chlorophyll A, but the light or say the wavelength absorbed is of 700 nanometer, right? This is clear? Okay. Then in case of PS2, right, it is P68T, that is absorbs, of course chlorophyll A is the reaction center and absorbs 680 nanometers wavelength, right? So this was the first point of comparison. Then next point we can take is, say, how does the cycling process work? So say cycling. Yeah? So in case of PS1, it is involved in both. We have seen the process. It is involved in both cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So we can write down involved in both cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorilation, right? It is involved in both. Whereas we know that PS2 is involved only in non-cyclic. Cyclic में PS2 होता ही नहीं है, right? So involved only in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, right? Okay. Now let us take the third character, right, of comparing ratio of chlorophyll and carotenoids molecule. Ratio of chlorophyll and carotenoids, right? So in case of PS1, that ratio, say I can show it this way, chlorophyll is to carotenoids. Same way we will be showing here also. Chlorophyll is to carotenoids, right? So in case of PS1, that ratio is 20 to 30 molecules of chlorophyll and 1 molecule of carotenoid. whereas here it is 3 to 7 is to 1. Right? This is clear? Okay. Now talking about the location. Where is it located? Okay. So our fourth point of comparison is location. Yeah, where it is located. So PS1 is located on the membrane of thylakoid, we know, and on the membrane of stroma lamellae. We have just discussed it in the previous video. On the thylakoid membrane and on the membrane of stroma lamellae. Whereas PS2 is located on the membrane of thylakoid only, or you can say only on thylakoid membrane. Right? Clear? Right. The next point we can use for comparing is, say, oxygen. Right? We are going to use this point for comparison. Okay. So in this case, okay, oxygen. Now PS1 is not associated with the complex which helps in photolysis of water. We have already seen the process, right? So PS1 is not associated with the complex which helps in photolysis of water, which helps in photolysis of water. Whereas in case of non-cyclic photophosphorylation, we know that PS2 is associated with the complex and hence O2 is released. So PS2 is really, or you can say is associated. Right? This is clear to everyone? Okay. And now the last point of comparison for PS1 and PS2, right? The last point of comparison, that is the source of electrons. Source of electrons, say, right? So in case of PS1, chlorophyll A, right? In case of PS1, chlorophyll A, cyclic photophosphorylation from chlorophyll A, and from PS2, PS1 को कहाँ से मिल रहे हैं? PS1 में हम जो देख रहे हैं तो PS1 में इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कहाँ से आए? तो फ्रॉम क्लोरोफिल ए में से वो प्राइमरी इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सेप्टर के पास गया, साइक्लिक की बात करें। और जो नॉन साइक्लिक की बात है तो PS2 में से निकल के वो PS1 के पास गए थे, राइट? सो इन केस वी कैन राइट दैट फ्रॉम chlorophyll A when in case of cyclic photophosphorylation. Right? And from PS2 in case of non-cyclic. Right? Now, how about PS2? So, in PS2, we very well know that we are that replenishing, that loss is compensated by photolysis of water. So, here you can write from photolysis of water. So, children, these were the 6 points on which we compared the two photosystems, right? In the next part, we are now going to compare the two processes, that is cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, same way we are going to compare. So same way we will take up characters. On one side we will take up character on which we are going to compare. Then we are taking here this cyclic photophosphorylation. Alright? And the third column we will make non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Right? So let us say one by one we will be taking up the characters. Say the first character we can compare it is the products synthesized. Products that are synthesized. So in this case of cyclic photophosphorylation, we know that only ATP is formed. NADPH2 nahi banta. So we can say only ATP, right? Whereas in case of non-cyclic, we know it is ATP and NADPH2. Clear? Okay. Now another thing, we know कि एक बाई प्रोडक्ट की बात भी यहाँ करना जरूरी है. So बाई प्रोडक्ट. So in case of cyclic photophosphorylation, no byproduct is formed. Whereas in case of non-cyclic, we know that oxygen is being formed as the byproduct, right? Then the second point of comparison we can take is whether oxygen is evolved or not. So O2 evolved. We know that in case of cyclic, O2 is not evolved, whereas here non-cyclic oxygen is evolved. Clear? Then the third point we can take is the PS requirement, that is the photosystem required. Now in case of cyclic, we know only PS1 is participating, so only PS1. Whereas in case of non-cyclic, PS1 and PS2 both are required, correct? Then let us take up the source of electrons. the source of electrons. Now in case of cyclic, there is no external source, right? So no external source of electron is needed. Whereas we know in case of non-cyclic, whatever electrons PS2 has lost, they needs to be replenished. So there, that water molecule, when it undergoes photolysis, it is compensating. So water acts as that external source. So water is the external source of electron. Right? And the last point on which we will be comparing them will be conditions required. Now in case of cyclic photophosphorylation, when does this operate? What conditions are required? Okay. Low intensity of light. Low intensity of light, low concentration of carbon dioxide. Right? In anaerobic conditions. Clear? These are the conditions of cyclic photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation, optimum intensity of light, high concentration of carbon dioxide. Okay? Optimum intensity of light. Then, as I said, what else? High concentration of carbon dioxide. Clear? And aerobic conditions. So children, here we are done discussing the two processes, that is the cyclic and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. I hope both these processes and the entire light reaction is completely clear with you. From the next video, we will be discussing the process further. Thank you. Jai Bharat.